Hello and welcome to Social Chats. This is episode number. Catherine and I are here trying to help you through that journey. So how do we do that? Well, each week, Catherine and I, we go out and we look online and offline. But first, you might wonder, how can you create your own Facebook Live show? And if you want to do that, or you think that you would be a wonderful guest on Social Chats, we encourage you to send Catherine and I a private message here on Facebook. Now, don't forget that this is a live Facebook show. And what that means is you can ask your questions to our guests directly in the comment section below. And I'll keep an eye on them. And while Ian is with us today, he will answer the questions. But if you're watching the replay, don't worry. We come back and we keep an eye on our notifications, and we'll make sure that you get all the answers that you're looking for. We'll also put all of the connections from our guests and any of the websites they talk about and their Facebook page links in the comment section, so you too can go and check them out. So thank you for joining us for episode number 16. My guest today is Ian MacLeod, and I am thrilled to have Ian joining us. Ian is from luxuryhomes.com, but not to mention so many other things. And when Ian joins us, he'll explain his journey and his successful story on his business. So let's just bring Ian into the studio. Welcome, Ian, to Social Chats.
Hello, Heather.
Now you're coming to us. Where are you at today?
Today, I'm in Paradise Valley, which is near Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. And you probably
I just want to interject to say, for all the people up north, that's the temperature here right now. It's a very cool 91.
How about in Celsius, Ian?
That's 32.
Wow. Oh, you still have summer. Lucky you.
Well, the best part is, Heather, if I can just share with you, my first experience through the summer down here in Arizona was amazing. It is hot. There were days where it got to close to 50 degrees Celsius. We had one day it was 49.5 degrees Celsius, roughly 120 degrees Fahrenheit. It was one of the hottest days on record. Actually, the Arizona all-time record in Phoenix area, is 122, so we were so close to that record. Flights were all canceled here because the planes don't have enough lift because of the heat. They can't get off the ground, so they canceled flights.
Wow, isn't that interesting? I never even would have thought of that. Wonderful. But you're actually from British Columbia, Canada, correct?
I am.
Awesome. Ian, you have a company that is so successful all across North America called luxuryhomes.com. Can you share with the people that are watching today, how did you get started?
Well, what happened initially, maybe I'll just sort of backtrack. I was working up in Whistler as a ski instructor, and I got involved with actually project marketing and sales with IntraWest, and through their marketing and sales division called, at that time, Sapira, which became Playground. So I did that for many years. I spent time in Whistler, I spent time in Mammoth Lakes, California, and then I came up to British Columbia and started doing my own projects. So my core, I guess, business really is project marketing. But then I realized that to really market projects effectively, you have to have the digital and social media wherewithal to be able to do that properly. So what I did was I said, well, I want to figure out that space. So I was in Kelowna and I found, I met the owners of luxuryhomes.com at the time, who were true realtors, and they wanted to get out of the business. And I thought, what a great opportunity that would, I would purchase luxuryhomes.com, use that as a tool to help me market my projects, and as well as to network with realtors and all that kind of stuff. So I ended up buying, with my business partner at the time, luxuryhomes.com, and I'm still the owner there of Luxury Homes, but I've evolved it to help utilize it to a high level to help realtors market their listings, but also developers help them to market their projects.
Ah, yeah, your website is absolutely stunning. And I will make sure that it gets in the link so people can click on it and look. But it's not just for realtors, because you're really eye candy. Your homes are so stunning, the photography, all of these things. Do you have rules and regulations that the realtors need to follow in order to put their product and services on luxuryhomes.com?
Absolutely. So with luxuryhomes.com, obviously, if they are luxury homes, and we have to establish the bare minimum of what is considered luxury, because in some markets, luxury is a different definition than in other markets. For example, if you look at a price point of $1 million, $1 million in North Dakota gets you a mansion, probably on 20 acres, and you are talking a very high-end home. But $1 million, let's say in Vancouver or even in Los Angeles, right in downtown, LA, it may be a teardown. So that's why we have to, establish, that $1 million threshold at a minimum. But as well, when realtors or brokers or developers put their listings on our site, we also have to make a judgment call if it looks appropriate to be on luxury homes. So sometimes we may have $1 million home in Vancouver that we won't put on our site because it is literally a teardown and all you're buying is the lot. So hopefully that makes sense. It really depends on the market and which state and which province we're dealing with as far as how those listings can get onto luxuryhomes.com.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You're right. Vancouver, $1 million teardown. We're getting close to $2 million for a teardown in the city.
Exactly.
So this is a really important consideration for marketing any type of business today, is the type of photography, the quality, no pixelation, all of these things that realtors have had to become their own marketing, especially realtors that don't have a big team or they're semi-successful. You kind of offer a component to their business that helps to satisfy the seller with their marketing initiatives. But your business, and today with social media marketing, you can target all over the world, and everything is centralized in one beautiful display on your website. But you also take it a step further. What other things besides your website are you doing to market these properties for real estate agents and developers? Sorry.
Just one thing on photography, Heather. You mentioned something that I should just speak of real quickly, because it's amazing that realtors who want to be in the luxury segment of real estate sometimes have the worst photography that you can imagine for their listing. So they'll get, let's say, $1 million listing or a $2 million listing or whatever, and then they will go out and they will shoot the home with their iPhone. And I'm not saying you can't do that, but I've just seen sometimes photography that you just go, what was that realtor or broker thinking? So if I could pass on any tip, if you really want to showcase your listings through social media or luxuryhomes.com or any other venue, it's so important you have very compelling, very dramatic, and very powerful photography. It may be worth spending a few $100s to hire a proper photographer to come in and do the right photography with the right camera, but also the right lighting and just the right perspective and exposure and all of that important stuff that makes a good photograph. Because basically, as you are representing your listings through photography, you need to make sure people go, wow, I love the look of that listing. If it's terrible photography and it's dimly lit or whatever, you won't get that reaction to the audience out there. I'm going to give you the worst example I ever saw of photography. A realtor had taken a photo of the living room, believe it or not, through the keyhole of the door.
What?
Exactly. And I was just, again, so we had a fisheye thing going through the keyhole. They somehow got their camera up the keyhole and managed to get a shot. They didn't even bother to take time to get the key to unlock the door to at least go in there and take proper photography. Now, that was the first case example. So imagine they send us that photograph and we go, sorry. And it was an expensive home, but we said, sorry, we need proper photography. So for sure, whether it's, like I said, luxuryhomes.com, Facebook, whatever other vehicle you use to advertise and showcase your listings, make sure that photography is the best photography you can get for that home.
Most definitely. And that it's not just for real estate or homes that are on the market for sale, but I see this continuously in my news feed for food or fashion or, little gift shops. you really have to be considerate of the fact of what you're trying to do. You're trying to you're trying to create thumb-stopping content. And in order to do that, it needs to be beautiful. It needs to be bright. It needs to tell a story. And it needs to make people want to engage or at least click to find out more. Definitely.
Absolutely. So did you want me to just talk a little bit about what we do as well through Luxury Homes to get the listings and get the realtors' homes out there?
Yeah, I'd love to hear that, Ian. Thank you.
Well, what we found over the years is that there are so many different avenues to get realtors or brokers' listings out there. Obviously, there's their own website. If they're with a national brokerage, like let's say Sotheby's or Century 21, obviously you've got the broader website through those national brokerages. But a lot of realtors come to luxuryhomes.com because they want additional exposure. They want to get their listings into other markets that maybe they can't do so through their own website. So that's why we spend a lot of time building relationships with alliances in China, in Europe, in other parts of North America, that we then take that listing we get with Luxury Homes and then we put it out there through these other portals and these other alliances that we have. So that's one thing that we help the realtors. We help them get exposure of their listings into 40 countries around the world. But we really focus on, if they want to get their listing into China, we work with our alliances there to get those listings over there as well. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now we also found that social media has just obviously gone out of control in a good way over the last few years as well. So we use social media on a big way through luxuryhomes.com, but then other avenues as well to get those listings out there. So for sure, look for opportunities through social media to try to help you get, broader exposure for your listings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, because we're getting immigration from all around the world here in Vancouver, it doesn't matter if you're in California, Florida. Today you have to look at where people are eyeing to move to, and that is Germany's moving to North America, France, a big immigration from India, and of course Asia is huge. And you mentioned that you had to create relationships with other companies besides social media for Asia, because a lot of Asian countries, China, for example, is a very small eyeball on Facebook or Instagram. They're utilizing other social media.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Exactly. Oh, sorry.
Now,
and then,
sorry.
I was going to say, you're absolutely right. Like some people know this, that the Chinese government has basically a digital firewall that doesn't allow the Chinese communities and people to look at Facebook. So they develop their own social media there, but how do you get into the China marketplace through the China firewall? That's where we help a lot.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And besides that, you also go to China. You have an incredible networking ability about you, because I worked with you and sat on the board for the Asian Real Estate Association of America's Vancouver's chapter, which you helped co-found a few years back. Yeah. And you are really involved with networking. You get out there. Tell us a little bit about how you get outside of the box in order to talk to people that you don't know.
Well, go to events, join associations, network through Facebook. I find that you do those fundamentals like in-person attending these events or going through social media, and it works. So I've always made it my mandate to make sure I connect with people through Facebook, for example. So I use Facebook on for my own personal level, but also my business level. So I have a blended Facebook page where it's partly business and partly personal. But as an example, all of my friends on Facebook, some of them are realtors, some of them are friends. I make sure that I, for example, wish them a happy birthday, whether I know them super well or just somewhat. But that's an example where I will go and say, happy birthday, so-and-so in New York. And I know that I've touched them, because then when I go to a realtor event, he will go, thank you for that, that happy birthday message you sent me through Facebook. So I've touched him. That's how I build my network and my relationships. I'm just diligent about touching people through social media, through Facebook, also about meeting them in person, giving them the time that they, would want to give to just talk about things and talk about business. So it's just a matter of just always trying to, network with people through, like I said, attending events, through social media, or even, I spend a lot of time on the phone. I love talking to people on the phone. Now that's the old-fashioned way of networking, everybody, the phone, right? And I would just say this kind of funny because I phoned a close friend of mine who's in the real estate world down in San Diego a few months ago. And I left him a message and he called me back and I answered. I knew I wanted to talk to him. I keep my phone around me, obviously, like everybody else does. But when somebody phones me, guess what? I answer the phone. A lot of people don't answer the phone. So my friend Bob says to me, you know what I like about you, Ian? You answer the phone. So I just, take those little steps to make sure that I connect with people. And again, answering the phone is a big part of what I do to build relationships and build my network. So
that is 100% true.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, instead of just texting, try phoning people or answering the phone when they call. And I think we're starting to lose that a little bit in today's world with texting and messaging and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's so important relationship building. If you can't be there in person, talk to them over the phone, all right? I'm still a big social media and texting and messaging advocate, don't get me wrong, but sometimes answering the phone or making a phone call, I think is critically important.
Now, Ian, some people that are watching, maybe watching the replay, they're saying, well, how can he find the time to run such a successful business, plus have his project marketing? He's on Facebook, networking with friends and family and relatives, and he's picking up the phone and calling people. Impossible. But guess what, everyone? Ian also has a family.
And it's just, I spend a lot of time at work. I do spend a lot of time doing, sports or riding bikes or skiing in the winter or whatever it is, but I just make it my mandate and my philosophy to try to make sure I give everybody the professional courtesy, or if they're friends, the personal courtesy to answer a phone call or respond to a text or an email or a message. And it's crazy, like when you wake up in the morning, you go, okay, I gotta check my Facebook, I gotta check my messages, I gotta check my texts, I gotta check my emails, I have to check all this other stuff. And I just do that. I just try to get through it. Some people are not as good at that. And it's amazing how sometimes I'll have a business relationship going on and we're discussing some high level stuff and I'll send them an email and I don't hear from them for 2 days, or I'll send them a message. And I think the other important thing is if somebody's talking to you about business or doing a listing or having a listing or creating something with them, turn around a response to them as quickly as you can, right? People want to know that you are giving them the attention, and I think a turnaround of a response within a day is important.
Oh, we are instant gratification today, and it is so important because you have so much competition, and you need to have a balance in your life. And with you, with all your activity that you do, I follow you on Facebook and I just vicariously live through all your adventures, Ian. You look like you're having a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, I try to do that a little bit, but it's, to be honest too, it's more work and not as much fun, but I try to show people that I'm having fun, I'm living the lifestyle. So I do that. Here I am down in Paradise Valley, Arizona. I'm working on the Ritz-Carlton project down here as a designated broker. And we are getting ready to launch 2 big offerings this fall down here. And it is going to go gangbusters. We're expecting it to be flat out busy, but I still will make time to go for a walk or a hike, Camelback Mountain, or go for a bike ride just to, do that. And you never know also who you meet on some of these excursions as well. And I just try to, get out there and interface with the community. And I do that through my road cycling, for example. But anyway, we've got so much going on down here, and it's very exciting. And I, like I said, just try to, give people the time and the communication turnaround as much as I can, even if I'm going to be super busy, like we are expecting over the next few months down here.
Excellent. So it sounds to me like you have to have your digital component, which for you is Facebook. For other people, it could be Instagram. So you're utilizing that a little bit to keep your name top of mind. Every time you come through my news feed, Ian, you are saying hi to me.
Totally. And
it's that simple. You are now in my head, and I feel like I'm getting to know you a little bit better, a little bit better. I was in the village yesterday, and a real estate agent from North Vancouver walked by me, and the sun was in my eyes, and I couldn't really see, but I kind of knew I saw that face from Facebook, and I shouted out her name, and she turned around, and we actually gave each other a big hug. And it was because simple little subliminal permission-based marketing, hi, it's me, over and over, makes you feel like you know these people and you're building better communication, relationships. We know and trust you. And that's when we want to do business with you. So you've got the digital down. But one thing I love that you've said, Ian, is you pick up the phone. And that is so important. Or you send something in the mail. And all of these little things.
Oh, wait, hang on. I got a phone call coming in, Heather. I got to answer it. Just wait. Hello? I'll give you a call right back. Sorry, I just tied up. All right, we're all good. I'm just kidding.
I love you. Okay, Ian, I'm going to ask you to spend the next few minutes sharing with our viewers something that might help them with their business. I mean, you already have. Just talking about having phenomenal photography or picking up the phone or utilizing social media or keeping yourself healthy with a little bit of exercise. But if I was just starting out my business, let's just say maybe I'm a real estate agent, what are the things that you would recommend I should do to get started?
Well, obviously, creating your digital platform is very important. So, look at your website as the start of your digital platform and figure out how you're going to work with the SEM and the SEO and all of that. That takes time and it takes money and all that kind of stuff, but just start with something, all right? For sure, start with also your social media platform. Primarily, I would start with Facebook and also consider LinkedIn. And then for sure, I would encourage you to talk to Heather and Catherine just about, how KISS can also help you. I've seen what they've done and they do some amazing stuff. Just one quick note on social media. Social media is, especially Facebook, is a constantly changing digital vehicle. The algorithms, the ads, just the complexities of what's happening with Facebook out there, and to get properly optimized, you need to work with people like yourself and Catherine to be able to understand what's relevant and what's happening and how to maximize your efficiency and your dollars that you spend through Facebook and social media. But for sure, get your Facebook platform going, get your LinkedIn as well. I use LinkedIn quite a bit for professional connections and communication. And again, as I mentioned earlier, just back to Facebook, I only have one Facebook account. And it's a blend between personal and work. Some people don't like doing that. Some people just I want to create my personal over here and my business account over here. So, and I don't know, Heather, where you feel that people should focus on now, if it should just be one Facebook account or two, but I've got one and I find it works really well. How are you finding, just out of curiosity, are people trending towards, especially the real estate community, towards having a business account and a personal account separated, or are you finding that they can kind of blend them together, or?
Very good insight with what you've said. Couple of things there, Ian. You have to have a business page in order to put money behind your advertising to get in front of the right eyeballs. But I always say to people when we're teaching, you're a person, whether you're in a business or on a personal profile, you're still a person, and it's people talking to people. And even though people feel like they know everything about your life when they're following you on Facebook, you only know what is being shared by that person. You don't know when they're upset, when things are going wrong. You don't know every highlight in their life. They're human beings. So the personal is a good way to showcase who you are as a person with your friends and family, and possible, like you're doing, Ian, it's also a business component. But you have a Facebook business page with luxuryhomes.com, which, by the way, is killing it. And I'm sure on the projects that you're working on, you also have business pages. But you yourself have so many different avenues running out of who you are for what you're doing, that you talk about it on your social media, on your personal account. And that is 100% okay. Now, what Facebook says is if you are trying to sell your business 100% on your personal profile, they can shut you down or take you off Facebook, because it's against their guide, their rules and regulations.
Yeah, good point.
So, yeah, you are a little bit of a different anomaly. You are running Facebook as a business page through your businesses, but you are very social with your business on your personal profile.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, Ian, I'm going to make sure that all of the links to find you are in the comment section below as soon as we close up today's show. I want to tell you that I just love spending time with you, especially when we're at networking events. You have incredible energy. I'm very proud of the success that you've done with luxuryhomes.com. And now you're having a great little life down in Arizona working on the Ritz-Carlton, which is, wow, that's a nice little feather in the cap.
And it's wonderful working down here. You know, Arizona is a wonderful place. The weather's great. It's warm, obviously. There's lots of cactus here.
The desert.
For me personally, I really love the road cycling down here and all that kind of stuff. I don't have the skiing like I would if I was in Canada, but you know, hey, you can't have everything. I wouldn't mind having a little bit more of an ocean beach scenario right out here, but that's not going to happen either. But it is wonderful working down here. And you know what? I just love wherever I end up or whoever I'm talking to. I just love I love interacting with people or the community I'm working in. I think if you just take that as your baseline foundation, just enjoy what you do.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. You know, you and I can switch properties. You can come up here in the winter and you can go skiing, and I could come down to Arizona. Although I wouldn't want to miss you up here in Whistler.
Well, you know, as we get through our launches down here, we'll be wrapping up our launches in December down here, and so I might have to take a couple trips up to BC again, and maybe I'll come by to Whistler and enjoy some of that powder.
Oh, it sounds absolutely fabulous, Ian. Ian, thank you very much, and I look forward to talking to you in a little bit. I hope that you have a phenomenal day down there in Arizona.
All right. Thanks so much, Heather. It's been fun.
Okay, everyone. Well, that wraps up today's Social Chats number 16. We love shooting this show for you, and we hope that you're finding a little bit of value along the way. Don't forget that Catherine and I do social media audits where we can have a look at how you're performing on the World Wide Web. Number one, like Ian said earlier, it's your website. Number one, you have to have a mobile-friendly website. And then we'll take a look at your social channels and see how you're doing there and give you a little audited report in order to help you move forward. Now, next week's show is very exciting. We have the marketing person from Lululemon joining us here in the studio. So we'll get some marketing and advertising out on that, and we'll let you know the day and the time. And until then, remember, everyone, let's just keep it simple.